good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're listening to or watching me from, whatever time zone, whatever part of the world. If you're one of the lucky few that Susan and Sundar let see me, whichever ones that are blessed enough to, and and the only reason I say blessed is not because I have an overinflated opinion of myself. It's because it's become increasingly hard for anybody to hear me, see me. I well, I'm not going to, I'm not going to go into what I feel about being attacked by let's face it, folks, let's face it, the most deluded assholes in the world. Of course, that's Susan and Sundar at Google and YouTube, respectively. Two of the most, well, I can't really, it's hard for me to, it's hard for me to really give a crap about Susan or Sundar because they don't give a crap about me. But I'm not gonna cry. I'm not crying over spilt milk. I don't cry. I'm a big boy. I'm not crying. Hell, listen to me. I'm laughing. And let me tell you exactly why I am laughing before we go into the meat of the discussion this morning, this afternoon, this evening. Again, depending on wherever you're listening to me or watching me from. Before we get into the meat of the discussion, I have to tell you guys, I have to tell everybody at Google, all of the perpetually butthurt betas at YouTube, all of the glassy eyed globalists. And that's really, I mean, you look at these people and they don't know where they're at. Most of the time, they don't know what time zone they're in. They are completely absent. And it's almost like, some entity has taken out the soul that was responsible for maintaining that organic human vessel, that vehicle, so to speak, that we get around in the 3D matrix of unreality in. It's almost like somebody extracted the soul and just put this vacuous thing there in place that acted as a tampon, right? Don't mean to be crude, but they're like a tampon to suck up all the emotional outrage and just hold it and hold it and hold it, you know, and then let it gush out all over the nation states, right? Not just the U.S. We're a global world, and just like any cancer, big tech is a cancer. The perpetually butthurt betas are a cancer to this world. Yes, they are. Now, you can go along to get along, but sooner or later you're going to have to pay the price. You're going to have to deal with the consequences of all of those lies that you've been telling yourself and the world. Yes, you are. Because as you dictate to us plebes, right? As you dictate to us normies, you gods in your own minds, right? And that's the only place you're gods. But as you dictate from on high down to us common folk, to be quite honest, your numbers are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and people are becoming more apathetic. I mean, apathy is just, you wake up and you're apathetic. You go around the day and you're apathetic. You go to sleep and you're apathetic, and you don't have any dreams anymore. And that's exactly what they have accomplished, right? They've taken away all of the dreams of the individual. And I have to be honest with you guys. We weren't designed to be a big blob of homogenous crap. We just weren't. We were designed, and we are all little parts of God. Billions and billions of pieces of God throughout this planet alone that have been sent out to get a better understanding of what God has created. Yeah. Not a whole lot of understanding going on in the minds of big tech. It's just obedience, right? Simple, greedy, blind, deaf obedience. Can't see 2 inches in front of your face. You certainly can't see down the road into the future and the course that you have laid for this country and the world. It's almost like you're not even human, because you don't understand why you were put here. You weren't put here to agree on everything. You were put here to oppose each other. Or we were put here to oppose each other, because without opposition, without somebody testing you, testing your opinions, you can never hope to get any better, stronger, mentally, physically, or spiritually. You just can't. You just can't. You're not going to grow at all. And that's what's happened to the elite, the left, the rhinos. I mean, all of those who pay lip service to truth and lay down and wrap themselves up in the lies that they tell themselves and the world every day. There is a reckoning coming, and it's a lot closer than you think, Susan and Sundar. A lot closer. But I'm not butthurt. And let me tell you why I'm not butthurt, guys. I'm not butthurt. I'm not offended. I'm not mad. They don't have the power. And I think, let me be honest, I think it's just simply adorable, Susan and Sundar, that you actually think you have the power to control how I feel about anything. You don't have the power to control if, my family breaks up because I'm just so frustrated, right? I'm just so frustrated because I'm being attacked. No, I'm out of that headspace. You don't have any power over me. None whatsoever. So you can go ahead and refuse to let any of the 76,000 plus subscribers see any of my content, hear any of my content. That's fine, because all that is a reflection of how weak you are. That's all it is. I mean, I know you guys simply do not cast a reflection, because if you did, and if you actually still had a soul, you would not be able to look yourself in the mirror without breaking down in tears every day. But you're devoid of any compassion, any real compassion, right? You are paying you're paying lip service to virtue, right? You all think you're just completely virtuous, and we're evil and we're racist if we oppose your virtues, right? Well, we do oppose them because they're not virtues. I mean, you're not going to pee down my leg and tell me it's raining and have me accept it. You're not going to tell me black is white, that the sky is red and not blue. You're just not going to. You don't have that power. You don't control me or the way that I interact with people with my family, with the world. You just don't. So you have failed again, but I think it's simply adorable that you think you do have any power over me. You don't. I and everyone listening to myself, everyone listening to me, everyone in the sound of my voice, you are the only one that is responsible for how you feel about anything. And if you let the ones that are attacking you control the way that you feel and the way that you interact and the way that you think, if you let them force you into self-censoring, then you're the one to blame, not them, because you have the power over the vessel that you're in. Now, made a little video on November 12th. Got a lot of engagement. Now, a lot of you were very upset at this video. Hey, Joe Wayne, how could you go against Fox News? We know they're bad. We know they're bad, Joe, but they're the best of the bad, right? They're the best of the bad. Really? Wow. Lowered expectations. That's what it is. I mean, you're just lowering the bar so low to where even you will accept the vomit coming out of Google's mouth. Well, not I. I set the bar high. I have a lot more respect for myself than that. That's why I hashtag walked away from Fox News. That's why I made the video on the 12th, folks. How Fox News stopped being a thing. And I told you guys in that video that Fox News is the illusion of choice. That's what they're there to be, to give you guys the illusion of choice. The illusion of hope that things aren't as bad as you know they are. Now, I had a lot of people. There was still probably 30% more people that agreed with my point of view than didn't. But almost half of you took the opposing opinion that Fox News wasn't that bad, right? Well, fast forward, folks. Just a couple of days after my revelation and after, stick a fork in me, because I was done on the 12th. And I was actually done. I was actually done a long time ago. But I made it public to the world. Now, made it public to the world on the 12th, and got a lot of pushback. But on the other hand, it's the only time that the machine let you guys see me, right? And I made a joke on my community tab at the Anti-COINTELPRO show that I was going to start titling all of my videos "I hate Fox News," because that's the only way that Google and YouTube are going to let me be seen or heard. The only way that they're going to let you engage is if I'm anti-Fox News, because it's just a continuation of the illusion of choice. Now, they have a huge stake in continuing the illusion of choice that is Fox News. And they have actually paid Fox News millions of dollars. This is Google, this is YouTube, this is Facebook, this is Big Tech, has paid Fox News right along with the rest of the bought and owned propagandists, because that's what they are. They're not journalists, they're not reporters, they're repeaters. But they were paid by Big Tech millions of dollars to destroy independent media. Again, they have failed. They don't have that power, and they never will. But what they did is they have finally unmasked. And on the 14th, folks, 2 days after my video, on the 14th, they came out in full support of CNN's lawsuit against our president. That's right. Fox News once again has outed themselves as not being with you, but they're with them. Yeah, they're with their supposed enemies. Really? Of course they are, because they're not enemies. They are simply speaking, they are two sides of the same coin. They are two sides of the same fascist coin. One side you have MSNBC, CNN, yada, 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 all the rest. And the other side you have Fox News, the big arbiter of truth, right? We report. No, you don't. You repeat. And then you decide. You don't let us decide. Do we ever decide the narrative? No. The directors at Fox News and the rest of mainstream media, they decide. And all they do is pit us against each other, opposing forces, because they know, like I know, this world is all about opposition. Why do you think that when two people argue and there's a lot of conflict, it gets the most clicks? And it does. I can tell you without a doubt, folks. That's the way it works. Conflict sells for a reason. But they're only going to let the ones that are on the inside, right? They're only going to let those guys control the narrative and let you think, well, they're going to take you along this sick-ass ride of propaganda and lies, but that's all it is. They're on the same side. They're on the same side. And we continually let those turds in the punch bowl force us to fight with each other when we should be getting together. And Alex Jones, Alex, I love your nascent iodine. I can't stand you. You are just the worst of the worst, folks. Alex Jones talks a really good game. He's very excited, right? He has a very large sense of emergency in his voice, in his demeanor whenever he does his reports, because he knows his theatrics brings a lot of the people that are on the fence about him back on his side. It's all about emotion. And if you let your emotions control you, then you guys deserve Alex Jones. So I have a channel, right, if you can call it that, on Mike Adams' so-called platform. But it's not Mike Adams' platform, is it, guys? It's not Real TV. It's not Brighteon, the new rebranding of that piece of crap platform. No. What you're watching, folks, is Prison Planet. You're watching InfoWars. That's the InfoWars platforms. That platform, they simply used Mike Adams. That's all they did. And let me tell you why I know. My videos on the Brighteon or Real News or whatever you want to call it, Real.tv, whatever you want to call it, they are censored as much as they are censored on YouTube. And this is from Mike Adams. He's supposed to be one of our own, right, folks? And Alex Jones. So I post videos on my censored channel, and I post videos as a comment like we used to do, right? Before Google started hitting us with community guidelines strike for spamming. Whenever we would just post a comment using our own video, just one, to retort somebody. So that's why we don't post our own videos as a retort or a comment to somebody's question or comment. So on a routine basis, well, not on a routine basis, every single solitary time I post a video, and I have begged Alex to join with me, and he will not. He won't even mention my name, folks. If he were so concerned about the things he says he's concerned about, he would join with each and every person that was actually like-minded. But we're not, because he's not one of us, folks. He deletes Either he deletes every single video that I post under his video, or Mike Adams is deleting those videos. Either or. Folks, they're working in collaboration against real independent media. That's just the way it is. And I'm telling you from not a not a consumer, right? I'm not a consumer. I'm a creator of independent media. So I know how this works. I've been doing it for a long time. So, yeah. Fox News, they joined in with CNN, right? Against the president, our alpha lion leader. And there's a reason why he doesn't communicate with Alex Jones anymore, folks. Trust me on this one. He knows what Alex Jones is. He used Alex's platform to springboard into the Oval Office. And I'm glad he did, because our president, from everything that I have seen so far, leads me to believe that he's a real deal. But Alex Jones is not. Alex Jones is as fake as CNN or MSNBC. Again, I'm a creator who has been trying to collaborate with Jones for a long time and have been censored on the new Alex Jones platform they call Real.tv or Brighteon. And if you guys are actually creators on there that take an opposing view of Alex on anything, right, then you're going to be censored as well, just like I am. And if you are one of those creators that have been censored on Real.tv or Brighteon or whatever they want to call it at any given, time, from second to second, from minute to minute, from hour to hour. And that's the problem, right? They just think they can simply rebrand and rename, and you guys will forget that they're crap and that they're lies and that it's actually the InfoWars platform or the Prison Planet platform or the Alex Jones platform. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. So I will be hashtagging no more. Fuck your hashtags. And if you don't like that I said fuck, I'm sorry that you're so offended at words and not actions. Words are just a tool, and if you're offended by words, then you're a tool as well. So I will be walking away from the hashtags. I will be walking away from not only Fox News, but from folks, I can't even stomach watching Tucker Carlson anymore. I mean, I honestly can't. Because it's just, it's like watching some prisoner of war, do propaganda videos. I mean, really. And he's just trying to feed his family. And Tucker is the most legitimate, free, fair voice on Fox. But if I can't trust the platform, Tucker, that you're on, then I can't trust you, brother. And I know I'm offending a lot of people, but that's where I'm at. I'm not going to be miserable anymore. I'm not going to beat my head against the wall anymore, folks. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be doing something that I have wanted to do for a long time. You guys know that I have a new channel, and if, Susan and Sundar want to delete that channel on YouTube, go right ahead. I'll make it somewhere else. Because I am truly independent. I don't need you, and you don't scare me. But I will be putting the majority of my time in the future, not with a channel that, is unpopular with the cool kids, right? The cool geeks and freaks of society, because that's what they are. I'm not going to be spending my time beating my head against the wall at the anti-COINTELPRO show anymore. I'll still have my own website, the anti-COINTELPROshow.com. And if you guys want to go there and actually see my political content and commentary, my views on the corrupted nature of our world today, then feel free. But it is going to be on a subscription based format because that's the only way that I can survive because you guys just refuse to support the show. I mean, you just refuse to, and whatever. I know that it's hard for you guys to pay for something that you have been getting free for so long. So I'm Audi 5000. That's cool. You guys aren't paying my bills, so I have to go. If I can't get my bills paid, hell, I'll go get a menial job if I have to. I'm not above or, anything. I'm not it's not believe me, folks. I'm not too good for anything. If I have to go get a job doing anything using using all the tools that I built up here over the last 5 years, trying to build my brand and build my audience at YouTube and on Google and on this and that platform, that you just can't because they refuse to let me do so on any of them. So I'm going to put my time and I'm going to use my time in a beneficial manner to me, right? Because I'm the only one that has to live in my skin. I'm the only one that has to live with my kids and vice versa. My kids have to live with me, and if I'm miserable, if I'm beating my head up against the wall, if I'm frustrated, then I'm not a good dad. I'm a bad dad, and I'm not too fun to be around. So we're not going to do that anymore. I love my kids. Love my daughter, Kira. If you can hear this, if you ever do hear this, of course, your kids, they don't listen to your crap. But Kira, if you ever do hear this, just know I am done with the vitriol. I am done with the divisiveness that is social networks, that is Google and YouTube. I'm done with darkness, right? And I'm going to do what I like, what I enjoy. I'm going to put all my time towards, other than the anti-COINTELPROShow.com, I'm going to put the rest of my time and effort and joy into writing stories, right? I have a new channel, folks. Joe Wayne's American Horror Stories, right? Not American Horror Story, but American Horror Stories. So I'm going to spend my time writing horror stories, something I love, writing supernatural stories, writing those things that, really make all of us happy, genuinely happy, right? I mean, you don't dread watching a horror movie. You like it. You love being scared, but legitimately scared. You nor I nor anybody else wants to continue the slow fucking moving train wreck that is social networks, right? That is a social network. The slow moving train wreck that is Google and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all the crap that just makes us feel like crap. Has us at, folks, we got along pretty well before Facebook and YouTube, and we can again. We don't need them to survive. They need us to survive. They will no longer force me into that dark place of hate, folks. They just won't. I'm going to live whatever remaining years I have on this earth doing what I love to do, what makes me happy, what is going to make me a better father. Yeah, a better man. Much more fun to be around, right? I'm not butthurt. I'm happy, guys. You know why? Because I'm finally free. I'm finally free, man. I finally can spread my wings and fly back to my real life. Back to a place of happiness. Back to a place of zen. And then, if you guys want to follow along my journey and see if I can make a go at writing horror stories and telling horror stories, then please go and subscribe to American Horror Stories. I'm going to be, wait for it, going to be premiering next week my first go at this. And the first story, trademark, okay, already trademarked, the first story, yep, you guessed it, Nightmare in Silicon Valley. That will be the new story. Now, I'll let you spin your wheels and wonder what it's going to be about, but you may or may not be surprised. But we're going to have fun. So look for the premiere. You're going to have to go to American Horror Stories. I'll put the link in the video below. I'll put the link in the description bar below. And you guys go there and subscribe. And I'm going to premiere a video on Saturday night. Yeah, Nightmare in Silicon Valley. Hope it is a reoccurring date for each and every one of us. All of you guys that I love. Activist Granny. All of you guys that I love at the ACP 313 family. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for your moral support, even if you financially can't support me. Thank you for your moral support. And join me at American Horror Stories on Saturday for Nightmare in Silicon Valley. Until then, good day and good luck. Hey guys, this is Joe Wayne with a real quick addendum to the video you just watched. If you still want to get great Joe Wayne commentary on everything political and everything else, go ahead and drop by the ACP 313 SoundCloud podcast. That's right, we have a all new podcast that we're going to keep that just where it is to see how it goes. But like I said, go ahead and check it out. It is the ACP 313 podcast right there at SoundCloud with the great audio that you're used to. That being said, this is Joe Wayne with the ACP 313, the anti-COINTELPRO show.com, and the all-new ACP 313.